next story is from Pakistan. After exporting terrorism to India and donkeys to China, the country has now become a top exporter of something equally peculiar. The word I'm looking for is beggar. Yes, beggars are Pakistan's latest export to the world. According to a report by the Dawn, 90% of beggars arrested abroad are of Pakistani origin. What's worse, Pakistan's own government has admitted to this. You see, this embarrassing revelation was made during a meeting of Pakistan's Senate Standing Committee. During a discussion on the issue of skilled and unskilled labor in the country, Pakistan's Overseas Secretary revealed that 9 in 10 beggars arrested abroad, or at least in some countries, happen to be Pakistanis. These are primarily people who exploit visa programs and end up on the streets of major global cities. So which cities are these companies located in? Well, a majority of them are in Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Iran and Iraq. All these countries have their prisons filled with Pakistani beggars. Speaking about the issue, this is what Pakistan's Overseas Secretary said. Allow me to quote. Ambassadors of Iraq and Saudi Arabia have told us that Pakistani beggars travel abroad under the guise of ziyarat or pilgrimage on Umrah visas and later engage in begging on the streets. In fact, a majority of the pickpockets arrested from within Mecca's Grand Mosque are also Pakistani nationals. That's not all. The Overseas Secretary added that one of the most alarming aspects of this phenomenon is the erosion of trust in overseas Pakistanis. He said the fact that they are being arrested in such large numbers has led to a trend of viewing every Pakistani living abroad with suspicion. This in turn has led to a rising number of cases of Pakistanis being deported. I'm quoting his statement once again. Iraq and Saudi Arabia continuously complain that we are sending criminals to their countries and their jails are overcrowded with Pakistani beggars. This is a serious issue of human trafficking. It certainly is. It's also a matter of immense shame, embarrassment, especially if you compare this story with the growth story of Indians living abroad. Indians today are leading almost every sector globally. From Microsoft's Satya Nadella, to Google's Sundar Pichai, to IBM's Arvind Krishna, to Adobe's Shantanu Narayan. There's no dearth of Indian CEOs in international companies. Interestingly, a Pakistani minister even acknowledged the achievements of India and Indians during the meeting. His name is Rana Mahmoodul Hassan. He's a Pakistani senator, and this is what he said. India has reached the moon while we stumble every day. Our people are ready to work on wages lower than those of workers of Nepal and India. We have 50,000 unemployed engineers in Pakistan. It's time we focus on sending skilled labor abroad. It's a telling statement about the affairs in Pakistan as of now. So Pakistan knows what the problem is. It has the intention to fix the problem, but the question is, can it do so? I mean, the country is facing so many overlapping crises, a concoction of political, social and economic mess. By all means, the issue of beggars is going to get overshadowed in the days ahead. We've been here before. Pakistan's economy is in the ICU. The politicians are at war. The army is low on cash. And the people of Pakistan are crying for help. There's a shortage of medicines. Food prices are touching the skies. Terror attacks have risen in number. And the country's GDP is breaking records in a race to the bottom spot. And now you have overseas prisons brimming with Pakistani beggars. It seems the country is on an endless trajectory of doom. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.